You know, I'm not going to put any slides up because I'm going to do this the opposite way around. Instead of me here standing talking at you about a subject that I love, the subject of hope. I'm a hope searcher and researcher. Every morning I wake up, I look for hope, then I go and research it to see does it work, and then I go and spread it to somebody else. What a thing to spread and infect people with. I have cardiomyopathy myself and also sarcoidosis. I live with it. It has become a friend to me today. Every morning I wake up, I put my hand on my heart. And I want you to do that now. I want you to do it now. I want you to put your hand on your heart. Just this moment. And for the first time, maybe just feel that heart. Feel it beat. And just say thank you. Thank you for beating. Thank you for keeping me going, because it's the most beautiful organ that we have in our body. We've one of them. But the one thing I have discovered through all the work that I've done, the most powerful place that hope grows from is from vulnerability. I think everybody would agree with me there. That's where hope grows, is from vulnerability. And here over the last couple of days, and particularly last night, I heard some amazing stories of hope. So I'm going to ask you now to turn to the person next to you, okay? And I want you to ask them, when you hear the word hope, what's the one word that you can give them? Give them a gift today. Go on, try it out. One word that comes to mind when you hear the word hope. Wow. Wow. Yes. Wow. It has started. Would anyone like to shout any of those words out to me now? Any of those words? Would you like to shout those words out to me? Unique. Unique. Thank you. Gratitude. Humanity. Thank you. Wow. Wow. Well done. You have just infected each other with hope. So what is hope? Do you know there's a science and there's an evidence around it? There's over 2,000 papers that have been written about hope. Hopelessness and helplessness are the primary predictors of poor mental health. Hopelessness and helplessness. We know vulnerability. We know often when people lose their sense of hope, we often see what we call the social anesthetics coming in. Alcohol, work. We avoid the very thing that we need to do. Because the thing about hope is a belief that the future will be better than the present. Now I want you to hold that statement. It's a belief, it's not a wish. It's a belief that the future will be better than the present, along with, I have something inside me to make this happen. I have something in me to make this happen. And every morning I wake up, I keep saying, what am I going to make happen today? What do I make happen today? I teach hope in our communities here. I have set up a voluntary organisation called Resilio, and we activate hope in our communities. No matter where you are in your journey, we create spaces of possibility. And when you come to a conference, that's what you've done. You've created a space of possibilities. Possibilities where like-minded people come together with a purpose and a passion to make it better for somebody else. And I think that's what we're leaving with here today with, is somebody making a difference for somebody else. The real stories here today. They say when your story can be told and it's listened to, healing begins. And I'm not talking about being healed. I'm talking about healing. Learning to hold my condition. Learning to be friended. Learning to be part of my story with acceptance, understanding and compassion. And learning to give one thing, one of the biggest emotions that we struggle with is what? What's the biggest emotion that we all struggle with? Is it hope? Do you know the biggest emotion we struggle with is joy? Joy is one of the biggest emotions we struggle with because we're nearly afraid to say it's good because we're nearly waiting for something bad. Yes, wee mommy with her new baby. I just become a granny at 3 o'clock again this morning, so I'm nearly on a high. I'm on a high with it, yes. But that mommy is sitting with her little baby and she's saying, wow, I brought this life into this world. This is so beautiful. And then all of a sudden, what happens? We doubt. Oh gosh, maybe I won't do a good job. What have I given it? I hope it's okay. I hope it has the right genes. I wonder, will it have the bad heart? Is it going to follow? We'll do that. We take the stuff away because joy is the one emotion we struggle with as human beings. How you introduce joy back into your lives is attitude of a gratitude. When you stop at that moment, when you feel yourself going down that hole into kind of despair, stop and pause. Somebody once said to me, thank God he left breathing automatic, because he left it to us lot, we'd all be dead. And it is so true. And yet, when any part of us is affected, it's the one thing that we actually need to become more aware of. How am I breathing? What's it like? What am I noticing? Am I doing it with care and compassion? Or am I just like that'll do me? Well, I need to be actually saying that attitude of gratitude is to stop, pause, and take that breath. And I want to invite you to do it now. Take that breath, because you've heard a lot of information over the last couple of days. You're trying to process all this. Where am I in this story? People have shared their story, and even those wounds of sharing can show up with vulnerability. So taking the deep breath now is that gentle breath of, I am here, I care, and I care about me as a human being, because care and compassion begins with you. It's not about being selfish, it's selfless. And the Dalai Lama said, it's compassion to care for self along with the care of others. And he would have said, me too in all of this. So whether you are a professional here today, you have come from a place of vulnerability, because I know many professionals will have dedicated their lives trying to find a cure, trying to find a way to make people's lives better. They have come from a place of vulnerability. I want to just focus on the carers. I sat with a carer here last night, and I have never seen such courage and courage of hope, because to see a man express tears and share some of his story, to me, is the most courageous, honourable thing that a human being can sit with. So this place last night created that space of possibilities so that we could share together and know I'm not alone. Somebody's here listening. I can't take that pain from anybody, but I can sit alongside to help you soothe it. And that's what we do together, is to be there for each other, not fixing each other. Just being there, understanding. And there's a language of hope that we teach. And the beautiful language of hope is, has anybody ever said to you, calm down? Have you ever felt your heart beat when somebody says to you, calm down? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. There's nearly a couple of extra beats that happen, isn't it? There's a rage that comes out with us. When somebody says to you, calm down, it doesn't work. But what I'd say to you is, just understand how I'm feeling. Ask yourself every day, how am I feeling at the moment? What does it look like? And what do I need at that moment? And that moment might need, I just need a hug. That moment might need, I just need 5 minutes of silence to process what's going on. That moment might need a good cry or a good belly laugh. Both are important in our lives and our journey. But hope is the most powerful thing. It's oxygen is to the body, hope is to the mind. So I invite you every so often to jump out of your head into your body. Befriend the most beautiful place, because you're living here. You live here all your life. You know it more than anybody else when it's going well, when it's not going so well. What do I need today? And show up with honesty. Because we're great people. Do you know that great song, The Great Pretender? We walk around pretending, or the greatest lie that we ever tell is what? I'm grand. Have you ever said I'm grand and you just want to cry and you want to... Sometimes we need to just challenge that in ourselves and say, why am I saying that? The other person has just asked me how am I feeling. Wouldn't I not be a lovely person to be able to say, I don't feel so good today. and it's not about fixing. When we start doing that with each other, we grow hope. We're here on a journey to create the District of Hope, and it's a powerful journey. We take people, and I don't take them on training, I take people on a journey to activate their hope. We take people on a 6 weeks programme, and at the end of it, they graduate as Hope Ambassadors. And when you see people putting on a gown and a hat from 20 years of age to 80 years of age, graduating as Hope Ambassadors and going out with the language of hope to others, it infects people in a different way. We are now writing the first ever community charter. And the charter will show up with every interaction that we have with another human being has to demonstrate hope. So even when I get a diagnosis, it has to be delivered in a hope concept. When I'm losing my job tomorrow, it has to be delivered in a hope concept. When I'm struggling, whatever's going on in my life with my youngster at school, it has to be delivered through a hope language. So we are changing the whole mindset here. And it's a powerful journey. What I say to you today is, when you leave here, start Googling hope theory. Start seeing what happens to you, because I'm addicted to it. It has changed my life. And it's changed the life of people around me, because we start infecting each other. The other thing I'd say to you, instead of saying you should, somebody says to you, you should do this and you should do that. How about using a word like could you? Could you try this? Could you try that? Because could is an invitation word. When we're dealing with people who are fragile and vulnerable, always invite them to come into the journey. Don't expect them that they'll have the courage to do so. And the other most powerful word we use is yet. I'm not ready to do that yet, because yet gives us a little comma to say, I might think about it. And when I'm ready, I can do it. There's a lovely little poem I'll finish with, and it says, lend me your hope for a while, I have mislaid mine. Lend me your hope for a while, I have mislaid mine. Some days feel dark and lonely and sad, but lend me your hope for a while. But one day I will heal, and I will lend my renewed hope to others. Lend me your hope for a while, I have mislaid mine. As you leave here today, hold your own piece of hope in your heart, yes, and hold it tightly in your heart. Acknowledge your own story, but acknowledge that hope is a belief that the future will be better than the present, along with that I have something inside to nudge it, shift it in that context to make life better. Because what you have all done here is you've saved lives of the next generation. And sometimes we don't think that. When we get a diagnosis that's rare, we think, oh, why? And I often think, well, why not? Because then we have actually been able to demonstrate, when we bring people together, when we have a mission, a purpose and a passion, we can find a new route that actually can help save lives in the future. So you are all what we call agencies. You are an agency for your loved ones. You're an agency for the people that you work with, that you support. Keep being a great agent for each other. Look after each other, and leave here today just holding your heart with love, care and compassion. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have a song.